So hello. What's going on today, guys? So again, this is a quickie. Your classes are over, but you still can go ahead and archive the playlist for the medical billing, medical terminology, and the coding. What we're doing now is more in the advanced classes, and it's pretty much geared towards you guys looking at your CPC guide. So these slides that I'm going to be showing you for a couple of weeks are going to be more towards what you should be looking for on your CPC exam. So, just take notes and, hopefully if you have any questions, you guys get back at me. This is, of course, is a recording. You guys know I normally do live, but I figure we'll go ahead and do a couple of records because I have a few thumbnails up there that I need to get to. So in this segment, we're going to have a couple of slides and they're going to be talking about, modifiers, how to find them, and, some couple of quick tricks for you guys to do when you are doing your exam. So in your CPT guide, I'm not expecting you to um, remember everything in your CPT book, but I think that you should make sure that you are very clear on some of the modifiers that they use on a regular basis. Okay. And of course, you're going to tab your CPT guide, I'm calling it guide, CPT book, so that you can find what you need to. Okay. So, again, this is a slide from Sapphire Academy, and the Sapphire Academy, you guys already have this. This is just a quickie for them. So your modifiers are definitely important. You're not going to have a whole bunch on your test, but you are going to have some questions that's going to require a modifier. And the best thing for you to do when you are remembering, when you are training to take your exam, is to test yourself over and over. Okay, because these modifiers are in your Hicks picks and they're also in your CPT. I know a lot of people don't really look at their Hicks picks the way they do their CPT, but you have modifiers in there that you most definitely will be using. So make sure that you look at them. Okay. So again, you guys can backtrack this when this class is over and kind of go through the slides, on a slow basis. Okay, that's fine, no problem. Make sure you also tab your appendix section, appendix A, where your modifiers are in, so you can get to them more quickly. Okay. Yeah, I still want you to use your index cards, use your video recorders, whatever you need to do to practice your modifiers. Okay. So, what is a modifier? Modifier provides additional information about a service or procedure that has been, it's a little bit cut off right there, but it indicates that the service has been altered. Okay. So, most of us already know that. But, some of you who are new to the classroom, I don't know why that's cut off. We'll check that out when we finish. Some of you are new to the classroom and you might not have seen the billing before, might not have seen the coding before, or even a Hicks picks, or even have knowledge of a modifier. In the medical billing playlist, I do have a section on modifiers in there. Okay. And there's also modifiers in the beginning of the coding. So if you're not familiar with the modifiers, go to my playlist and take a look at that, and you can get familiar with those. Okay. So use a modifier when a service or procedure has both a professional and a technical component. Okay. So in retrospect to that, I want you to go look for that. That's the TC and the 26. Study that so you can know the difference between the TC and the 26 and when to use it. Okay. Um, a service or procedure was increased or reduced. Only a part of a service was performed. A bilateral procedure was performed, depending on which one you want to do or which one the provider is looking at. Okay. Whatever's in his record, that's the one that you're going to use. Okay. So again, we're just kind of gonna kind of go through this a little bit, and then you can do this on your own. Get your CPT book and start looking at your modifiers. Okay, because here I just kind of give you a rough draft of what you need to do with the modifiers. Okay. So today I'm going to try to get to, I think, 2 or 3 of the videos that I have out there, and it's just pretty much again, putting you in the right place and what you need to do. Okay. Make sure you do read up on modifier 26 in your professional component. And again, this modifier 62, it's one that we use very often, especially in the hospital for the physician services. Okay, so make sure you guys do take a look at that one. So this one is a modified 8082. I'm gonna put this here for 1 second. Let me see if we can get to the top. I know I had a sample for you guys to do, but the slide before this also has a sample on it. Those of you who are in the classroom, you already have this. Um, and you have, I think you have 3 of these in your classroom. So make sure you guys also look at this. Best practices for using modifiers. Always check the specific payers guidelines, Medicare, Medicaid, and commercial plans. Never use a modifier to bypass funding. That wouldn't happen anyway because you would get stopped in the edits at the end. It wouldn't be able to go through. Okay. A couple of exam tips here. Okay, the CPC exam usually has only a few modified questions, but they're worth many points. Trust me. You guys remember what I told you about something having 6 points and it's 100. It's actually worth 100 points. They're gonna average it out. So just kind of be careful with that. It's not 1 point each question. It's a certain way that they do it. In the next class that I'm going to do, I don't know if that class is Monday or Tuesday, but I have a class where I'm going to show you how they grade the CPC exam. Again, these slides are, I'm only going to do this for about 10 minutes. This is just a quickie. But again, the thank you for coming to class. That's for the Sapphire Coding class. For you guys too, you guys too in the YouTube. It's generally to make sure that you guys are doing what you're supposed to do, especially if you're trying to take the CPC exam. You can't cut corners on a CPC exam. It's a very hard exam. It really is. Um, and again, it is, exactly what it says it is. They want you to master the coding. They want you to understand the coding. They want you to have clarity on the coding. If you are going to be considered at the mastery level of coding, then this is an exam you need to pass. If you don't pass it, then you either are not ready or you are not at the mastery level of coding. You need to continue to work. And nothing's wrong with that. I mean, you just have to set yourself a pace. I know many people, many students that have had, to do a second shot. It's not the end of the world. Just keep studying. Keep a regimen on your study, maybe an hour a day, 2 hours a day, and you will get it. Just make sure you do have your CPC guide in all of your books. Your CPC guide is your go-to. Okay. The modifiers that you have in your CPC guide, trust me, they'll be on your exam. Whatever's in your CPC guide may be on your exam. Okay. So, and again, here's our information right here. You guys can get at me when you want to. Okay. That's all the school emails. So it's not a big deal. But you guys should get at me on that. Okay. So, that was a quick I call them thumbnail flashnets, but they call them PowerPoints. But again, your modifiers are very, very important. Make sure you know them. Make sure you know what modifiers are. If you don't, just look at this little quick introduction. Those of you who are in Sapphire Academy, y'all have a much longer introduction. Y'all have an exam on modifiers, okay? And don't forget, anybody want to go into Sapphire Academy, you guys make sure you go ahead and go on my website, sapphirecoding.com. Okay. Uh, and look at some of the stuff that I have, on the website. Y'all can even go to the bookstore, check out and see what's in the bookstore. If you want to join the class, just go on the website. And it's an AI thing in the beginning, and then a live person comes on. And then if they have something that they need to send to me, they will. So you get a live person when you go on there. Okay. So just make sure you guys get at me. Let me know what you need. And we will do this again. Yes, this is a quick video because I'm about to do another one so we can get some of those videos that I have out there out the way. Okay. So I'm going. This was only 10 minutes. I will see you again. Make sure you study your modifiers. Okay. Study your modifiers and don't miss that next class.